Hello, everyone. Welcome back to our podcast, Second Brain, with another episode, AI powered business thinking. I'm your host, Vimal Patel from RoundTechSquare. Today, we have a guest, Annette Scott from Florida. She's the brand owner of three different brands, Revivery, Kodawari, Hotbox Cold Plunge. She has a very crazy, achievements over these three brands into fitness and wellness industry. Annette, welcome back. Welcome to our podcast. How are you doing?
Great. Thank you for
Okay.
having me.
Okay. Nice. So first thing first, we'll start by saying that tell us more about all these three brands. I mean, you are doing such a well things on a fitness and wellness, kind of a niche market. Tell us more about your brands first.
All three of them have a focus on connection, community, how to literally in real live time connect with other humans. And I know that we're going to talk today about technology and AI, which I use extensively. And yet, the focus of all three of those brands are about nervous system regulation and coming into relationship in real time with real people in a way that fosters health and vitality for our shared world.
Yes, that's beautiful. So I think with the use of tech, mobile, computer, TV, and all that gadgets, you are still focused on like how to connect human to human, how to kind of calm yourself down, and then do those things for inner body, inner mind, brain, mental health, all those things. Very, very nice. I mean, that's very important thing to do nowadays. So the first important question, like you just mentioned, that you are a big fan of tech and AI. So talk us through that. What kind of technology are you using, or how you are leveraging technology to get success in your business?
Will allow me to say that I use two different client records management tools that have now continually upgraded their capability to use AI to literally do data analysis, who's coming, when, with what frequency, what are some of their patterns, how can we do what I would call consultative sales, which is give them more of what they actually are telling us through behavior what they want. And this is a critical piece because for me, integrity in sales, I need to be profitable. And what I'm
That's right.
selling is real time engagement. And I need tools that help me to figure out who to sell what to and how to do that most intelligently. So, AI and tech, and of course, I could talk extensively, but that's not our objective today, to third party apps, how we're using social media, what this means to be SEO optimized, Google Analytics to make sure that you're found in all the right places. And yet, all of it is part of the infrastructure into which we pour the content. If the
Okay.
infrastructure is shit, the content has nowhere to go.
It's not gonna really. That's right. That's right. I mean, yeah. So I think the what you're saying is that platform, and then the things what you do with the use of these tools and then the softwares, it needs to land on the right place, and then it leveraging you very well, saying that customer finding, doing the sales, doing the marketing, doing the right social media to drive the sales organically with the use of this tech versus like hope and pray and putting those ads on the newspapers and the mails and everything, and then has a very less closing ratio versus reaching out to someone's screen right there and then kind of tell them that what you're doing and then attract them so nicely. I mean, so I think you are leveraging a tech a lot in terms of growth and scaling, and then you're doing terrifically, like amazingly nice. So that's beautiful. Now, if I may ask, saying that this thing, I mean, no, you smartly nailed it out, but going back when you have started, right? Things might not be the same way what is right now. So
Changed
what
radically inside 2 years.
diametrically, yeah. So what changed? Like still from the back in the days doing the marketing for these brands XYZ way, from doing it with the use of tech and AI. I mean, how was the whole experience to kind of go hand on hand with the technology and then take a use of it?
We can do once upon a time in a world not long ago. You had to run extensive Excel spreadsheets manually with multiple people inputting data which might not be accurate. And as a result, there was a little bit more of spray and pray. So where we are now with the analysis doesn't mean you don't review the data, doesn't mean you don't double check your data, and yet what used to take 3, 4, 5 people a couple months to get you, and so there's a lag on that information, has collapsed. And that collapse is how long does it take for me to get data that I can then turn into action, that then turns into sales, that then turns into my product, which is relationships and real-time experience. How do I take that data, collapse it into behavior? Behavior becomes a sale. Sale becomes me delivering on what I would call is a karmic or dharma, a spiritual imperative to deliver to the world something that I believe in my bones, in my felt sense, is needed now. So I'm using tech, which people tend to be afraid of, to deliver on the spiritual imperative, which is also as nebulous as AI.
Okay,
To
that's
make
right.
what I'm doing feel meaningful, pertinent, and time bound.
Wow. Okay. I think very, very intense and insightful because what you are trying to teach us that okay, hey, I mean, with doing all those things with the use of tech over the period of time, you are able to achieve all those things, and then there is a many more things to still going on from that point. So I mean, that's absolutely correct. Back in the days, doing things on Excel, and then doing things whatever was trending at the time, but not getting any kind of a accurate data point saying that, okay, how it performed, what happened, like, follow-ups and all those things. I think it's just maneuvering with a lot of automations and AI and tech. It's just amazing. Okay, nice. Now, one question. Let's say, which one is your favorite task or an automation into this industry of all of your three brands, which you really fall in love with, saying that okay, hey, with my business and my industry, these certain tasks are so nicely done over a tech and AI that we don't need to worry about it. And then owners and leaders like yourself into the same industry, they must be also saying the similar kind of a stuff, saying that okay, hey, that thing changed the whole game in our industry in terms of using the right tech and AI. What will be that particular process or an issue which you can tell us about?
So, the way that traditionally conversion has been conversion from, and I, so when I talk about marketing, I think of it as a funnel. This may be very rudimentary for some of your people, so I apologize if I'm 101ing bigger brains than my own.
No problem.
But there is, at the top of the funnel, you spend money against what's known as awareness. I exist. And then you start to narrow this funnel down to consideration. Does my product meet a need that you have? And then the answer becomes, through repeated exposure and alignment, what's known as conversion. And then conversion becomes advocacy. But let's stop at consideration and conversion. AI has allowed us in my businesses to see what's the lag time between initial intro purchase, because the way that the experiences that I craft, you can get a taste of it. That's an intro. And then you can commit to eating that food or that experience on a continuum, and you can do it on a subscription-based model, blah, blah, blah. I could go into greater depth. However, what AI has allowed me to do is track, when does someone move to consideration, from consideration to purchasing, and then inside that segment of the funnel, when do they buy their first visit? How long does it take them to become a member? And in the advanced learning that AI offers me, I've now changed what kind of UX or user experience. Here's your first purchase. Here's the second offer I craft to what is the amount of time it takes for exposure and experience and average user behavior. So now I have, instead of a 1 week Unlimited, it's a 2-week unlimited. And I've priced it around what's known as a von Westendorf pricing model, which
That's right.
3 years ago I didn't even know existed, but now I understand what it is. Some of that is coming through tech and AI, and I'm learning to be adaptive to real-time data. And I say real-time. You still have to give a bunch of time for being able to witness the patterns, but it's not months and months and months. It's not a year. It's 3 months, 2 months, and then confirmation of that data over and over again continues to refine my behavior and my offering. So I'm meeting the client's need more effectively. And to me, this then becomes a sale.
Wow. Okay. Okay. So I think very nicely portrayed in a way where so the data analytics reporting you are leveraging such a smart and nice way to convert not only your funnels and then your leads and then your sales, but at the same time put those things in the right place and then growth and scale and then kind of close the more deals and more sales and then whole businesses kind of connect together and then just grow and then just go positive side from wherever they stand. So yeah, so it's beautiful.
Let me give you one more,
Sure.
just a
Scenario,
variation.
yeah.
So one of the things that I have, as I've matured as a business owner, this may be laughable again to some people. I have continued, even at the age that I'm at, to assume that people see the world the way I see it. Now, this is a problem when you get to an SOP for someone. And what AI has empowered me to do is I plug in a task, I give it a prompt. If you were, and fill in the blank, someone who graduated from high school, someone who has 2 years of college, someone who has 4 years of college, how do I speak to this person intelligently, respectfully, and with integrity, and outline what I have as an expectation of their role, and what will the desired outcome be, and how do I keep that time bound and clear without believing that someone's going to operate from my background story. AI makes me a better leader because I'm less assumptive
Correct.
and clearer and kinder. Because instead of assuming that they're not doing something right because it's not done the way I want it, I
That's true.
skip all the agitation and go to how do I speak to this person about this task? What's the best way to create an SOP that gets the desired outcome and nobody has to get their fingers burnt along the way?
Nice. Nice. I think what you're trying to kind of say that very smartly, saying that with the use of these AI tools and then this powerful informative LLMs where you ask the right question, you get the research right information, which makes you stronger in terms of doing your businesses, running the businesses, getting the business goal, a lot of information versus back in a 20, 30 years ago, all those information it was available only on a books or with the somebody you talk to and get an experience from. Right now, it's in your
Or I would
fingertips.
have to hire that person
That's
who
right.
is
That's right.
like an operational, uh, and they
Experienced
would have to
person.
come in and learn my culture, and they would have to come in and spend a 6 weeks. There's a word for when they do, like, they come in and learn your processes, and then they craft, and you're paying this
Paying them a
consultant
lot of money.
a
Yes.
lot of money. And
Yes.
now AI, sorry for whomever is that organizational expert, I can get a 80% approximation of that skill set in
On the
a
on that app.
day. A
Yes,
day.
yes. Yeah, I used to remember back in the days, in our days, 10, 15 years ago, we call it them as an SMEs, subject matter experts. They kind of study the product, study the service, or they just kind of demonstrate that knowledge and expertise to the other peers of theirs, and then they learn from them, and then they kind of educate them. Now the step by step process is coming from one person to another person to another. By the time it reaches to the end user, there are a lot of missing information. Versus right now, open the system, ask any simple, even with the wrong spelling, even if you ask the question, still the LLM will understand that what you're trying to say, get you the answer, get you the evidence, proof, and then give the data. I mean, wonderfully done in a way.
And
Nice.
the sort of reiteration. So let's say I
That's
put in
right.
an SOP, I put it into play, and there's still a gap. I can go and get an iteration in the
Fix it.
day, the same day that I recognize something's not working. What's not working? Here's what I'm finding is not working. What might be missing from the SOP? And I get it fixed.
Nah,
And I
yes,
don't
that's
have to.
indeed.
And here's again, I'm talking about my own personality. I have a tendency to hire people I like instead of people that have the skill. And
That's right.
this thing, AI doesn't give a shit. And I don't either. Because I don't have to be like, do you like dogs? I like dogs. Do you like cats? I don't. Do you like cats? We're not going to agree about cats and dogs. What we will get to is, here's what's happening. Can you help me? Here's what I need to see. Thank you. Okay, iterate, iterate, iterate. And that's happening in weeks or days or hours.
Yes, that's very nice. Okay, that just kind of lead me to a next question. So you nicely explained saying that how those tech and AI help you. Now, if I ask one question or one example or maybe multiple examples or scenarios, if you can tell us that what are still is there any still vacuum or a space where in the same industry like yours, same brands like this, is the AI and tech can do more than what it is doing right now. Like a very, very wild dream of yours saying that, okay, hey, I mean, when I do my operations or when I do run my business, I think that this process or this system, if I have the technology and AI can take care of that, that would be like amazing. And then that will teach us saying that, okay, hey, this is what we need to do as a tech creators. So if you can just tell us about that one or multiple scenarios or a processes, what I haven't done through tech.
I may be taking your question in a direction that you didn't intend. So if I'm surprising you, terribly sorry. One of the things that I hope that AI can do is cut through the noise and pattern recognition and alignment, these things. However, interestingly enough, there's a lot of regulation that I think needs to come in, and it's very much this that I think needs to come into play that's not yet here. And that is that bots on social media, bots on the internet, should be identified as such so that they are not in a situation where they're mimicking and leading others to unknowingly believe that they are humans. This creates a level of noise that is not just distracting and overwhelming, but it confuses the playing field in a way that is distinctly unhelpful, lacking in, it does not foster a good union between AI and humans. So this is like somewhat akin, and I'll make myself known. I don't believe corporations should be considered persons. In the United States, they are. I think this is a significant and egregious misstep in how we organize the playing field of what it is to be alive at this time. So I'm going big to answer you. We need to identify bots as bots, AI as AI, humans as humans. And then into that open and transparent playing field can come the multiple skills, because no bot and no AI will ever truly cry with you about the loss of your puppy or your mother. And yet that is what makes humans human. And so if I want to continue to go in this trajectory, I want to know when I'm dealing with AI, I want to know when I'm dealing with a bot, and when I'm dealing with human.
Wow. Okay. Wow. That's absolutely a stunning point in a way, because it's very important where that we draw that line versus human and bot and or AI, and then we being very honest and ethical. I would use the word ethical, saying about if we are sourcing that or if we are doing certain things, because see the bot culture or the doing certain automations using those bots are important in automation industry of AI industry and AI technology. But at the same time, being very honest and truthful about those use of bot to the end user, saying that okay, hey, these certain processes are done by the bot, and then we have to announce that, we have to use the protocols or compliance is saying that this is bot, this is human, and then be straightforward. And if we don't be honest with ourselves and with the end user, then it's gonna be one of those crazy scenario where those take over the human element of it, and there is no emotions, and it's gonna be disaster. So yes.
Clarity,
Yes,
integrity.
clarity, yes, honesty. That's absolutely true. I think, Annette, the way you mentioned, just it just opened up many eyes, saying that okay, hey, you know what, this is the honest feedback. This is the right feedback with the leader who run the branch, who knows everything, who are smart enough to understand the tech and AI and use it smartly. But at the same time, you need to kind of cater that honesty and then integrity, and then a lot of positive things in that field. So that's indeed
I'm
good.
going to extrapolate just a moment longer on this, which is I know that my mind is a tool, it is not my master. AI is the same. AI is a tool, it cannot become my master. And
That's true.
I think that one must be, and I am one that I speak of, discerning. And there is an impulse for more, 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 more. I want to be discerning about what's the more that I choose. And I will choose more humanity, and I'm going to use tools to create safe spaces for that interaction.
That's true. That's true. Yeah, very, very nice. I mean, it's very amazing to find out that, leaders and owners like you use the tech wisely, and then, be into that ecosystem of whole AI and tool and softwares, and at the same time, wisely choose and pick up. I mean, I see you are also wearing something like a Whoop, which are the hardware gives you a lot of like, data point, but at the
Yeah.
same time, understanding that, when it says that, okay, you didn't have enough sleep or you didn't have enough recovery, and then understand the data and apply to the human body versus other way around, and then depending on the tool, and then make that tool as a master versus you humanly understand that whole process, and then wisely take the data and apply, and then be a nice human or a better human being, and then be healthy and fine. That's what is required in a fitness industry. So very nice insights, Annette. I mean, it was wonderful discussion. You gave us a lot of information which help us not only to do what next for this industry, but at the same time learn that how wisely one is using it right now, and then learn out of that. So one last thing before I let you go, tell us about your brand. If I have to meet you, if I have to kind of avail any of the services what you're offering in wonderful these three studios, where can I come, and where can I find you at?
I would say you're welcome to find me at any one of the following three places: hotboxcoldplunge.com, Kodawari Studios, that's Kodawari Studios.com, and Revivery, Revivery.co. So
Nice.
I'm literally in those businesses, and I appreciate the opportunity to tell people, like, you can meet me in real time and I can answer your AI questions while we're on a
That's true.
sauna bench or on a yoga mat.
Yeah, okay, nice. I'm going to mention all those three brands and then websites and everything on our channel and on our video. But thank you very much for your time. It was wonderful insights about the business, and we learned a lot. And then till next time, thank you and see you soon. Bye.
All right. Thanks,
Yeah,
Vimal.
yeah.